Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today is gonna be a horror figure update here in the collection. I have some new stuff that I'm gonna show you guys, plus also I'm gonna do some rearrangement here and there. I have some stuff right there that's a little bit crowded, so I'm gonna take care of that. So stick around, make sure to give me a like, subscribe to the channel, it's gonna help a lot. And let's dig into it. Okay, so starting here with this corner, what I'm gonna do is pretty much take that Coral Scale Jason, those two Freddy's right there. I'm gonna change the place of those figures because essentially they're pretty much hidden away. You know, I've got so many NECA figures over the last couple of months, and pretty much there are figures that are hiding other figures. So for instance, this Howling figure right there, the ultimate version, is very badass, one of the best werewolves that NECA made. You know, it's pretty much hiding the Jason. You know, plus there's also some extra crap right there. There's like a Freddy vs. Jason mug. There's a City Hunter Predator 2 pop right there. So I definitely gonna, you know, mix and match some stuff just to rearrange, you know, how the collection looks. Plus, I am still in the process of completing the review of this badass right there, the Hot Toys Alien Romulus. I've put it the NECA figures behind. That's pretty much the Scorched Xenomorph, still in my opinion the best alien that NECA made right there. Fantastic, very big, as you can see next to the Hot Toys one. And there's like the updated Big Chap version, which I'm not a big fan of. I prefer the original. I think this is very skinny in compared to the original, but I guess it's movie accurate. So yeah, let's take care of this section first. And there you go, this corner looks a lot better than before, less crowded. So I pretty much put, you know, the two biggest predators right there from NECA, the Assassin and Stoneheart right there, and then essentially I put the Howling and the American Werewolf from London figures right there, since they kind of go very well together. So that it's very cool. Now the big dilemma that I still have that metal table right there, and essentially what I would like to do is put the Detolf right there. However, there's not enough room, you know, to put the Detolf right there because, you know, I essentially don't have any more space right there. So even if I, you know, essentially move all these shelves to the right, there's no more space. The only thing that I could do is remove this right here, the shelf where Chucky is essentially, and potentially put Chucky inside the Detolf right there. Just remove a layer where like Gizmo is. Now the issue with that is it would kind of remove and break the whole kind of section right there of the 1/6 scale horror icons lineup, which I'm a big fan of. As you can see, there's like a big continuation here with like the Michael Myers, so I kind of do like how that is set up. So that's still a work in progress. I'm gonna obviously update you guys on that, but at least the corner right here looks a lot cleaner than before, so I'm very happy with that. Also, if you have any suggestions to where I could put this Detolf, please let me know in the comments below. I would appreciate your help. And here's where I place pretty much the Freddy's and the Jason. Now unfortunately with the Freddy's you cannot really see them because they have like this door design, you know, the whole Elm Street kind of, you know, house design. So unfortunately you can only see barely of the face right there to the small portion of the door. It's actually interesting how they have like different door designs. See, this one is almost like a square, this is more round. That's actually the first time that I've noticed, and I had this figure since like, geez, 8 years ago. But yeah, I mean, these are badass figures. Again, a little bit overscaled, but like the sculpt on these, man, these are immaculate. And here's also the latest acquisition. This is obviously the Coral Scale Michael Myers from Halloween 2018. Very cool sequel. Well, technically it's a sequel to like the original 78, but all the movies that came out after 78, they don't count. So like the fact that Laurie Strode was Michael's sister, I think we learned that in the second movie. That was kind of taken out, you know, of the whole mythology, which, I don't know, it kind of sucks. That would have made more sense for Michael to kind of pursue her. But again, it is what it is. And then here's the Jason, which, man, having these side by side made me realize, man, this Jason is massive. Like Michael Myers, I think it's close to 19 inches tall, and you can see Jason there. Looks like, you know, a giant next to Michael. And I know, obviously, James Jude Courtney was a still a big dude. I think he's like 6'2", 6'3", maybe 6'4" in boots. And then comparison here to Ted Wise Jason, I believe he was 6'4", 6'5", and then he obviously wore boots. Maybe he was close to 6'6". I think this works in terms of a scale. Plus he has also a bigger box. But again, those heads are fantastic right there. And I still need to get the updated version of this one, the re-release, because they've added more details to the mask right there, especially on the nose. I know it's just some small details, but to me, you know, it's worth picking up another one, and I'm gonna eventually sell this one. But this one is fantastic. Would have been cool if this would have another mask where you can see the chevrons down below, because the more the movie advances, the more those kind of go away. As you can see, you have the, I guess, grayish spots right there, and this one is barely faded. Yeah, this is a fantastic figure right there. And obviously in the middle is the holy grail here of the collection. This is the Prime 1 Studios 1/3 scale, you know, Predator. This is the DX bonus, so you have all the goodies, all the 3 heads, you know, the Billy's spine right there, the Scorpion, the dog tag, you know, all the shenanigans. This thing is awesome. And moving on here, the rest of the collection, this is pretty much how I placed the bigger guys here. So this is pretty much the big chap right here, the Kenner homage. I know NECA are re-releasing this guy very soon, so that's cool for people who missed on the opportunity. These things are huge. I believe they are essentially maybe the most accurate core scales from NECA in terms of scale, because they are about 22 inches tall. So that's very accurate to the movies. And then there's obviously the Alien Warrior right there, which is my favorite alien in my collection here from NECA. This thing is superb. Again, still Aliens, which is celebrating 40th anniversary this year, 4 years. Still one of the best James Cameron movies ever made, in my opinion. And next to that is the City Hunter, another City Hunter, the Jungle Hunter from NECA again. This is the re-release from last year. You have the light up features, and next to it is the City Hunter. But just to show you guys like a scale, I don't know how well the camera is gonna pick this up, but see, that's supposed to be Coro scale. Look at this. This is 1/3 scale. Obviously this is overscaled, and I don't know if you can guys grasp how big this thing is. Like next to like that Optimus Prime is 19 inches tall. And hold on, let me just actually, I forgot to put my lights on here. So yeah, just I forgot to pretty much put the lights on. It's a lot easier for you guys to see. So as I said, you know, this Optimus Prime from 3.0 is essentially almost 20 inches tall. But as a comparison, look at that. See how tiny it is? He almost makes him look like a DLX scale figure versus the Prime one. I mean, this thing is gigantic. Again, guys, make sure to check out his review that I've done at the beginning of the year in January. This thing is ginormous. I mean, look at that. I have relatively big hands, and as you can see, like the size of his head, like, you know, it's not even funny. And again, it's my holy grail. Hopefully one day I'm gonna have enough room to where I can buy the City Hunter from Prime 1, the Wolf Predator, the Berserker. I mean, that's, you know, another dream. But again, I spent a lot of money on this one at the beginning of the year. As I said, make sure to check out his review. But it's totally worth it. You know, I sold a couple Hot Toys figures. And also, beneath him, I put the very puny Wolf Predator right there by NECA. Just, I mean, look how small he is next to this giant. But again, that's an 8-inch tall figure, you know, next to this guy. Makes him look very puny. So again, I'm kind of very proud of how, you know, how this looks. If I back up here a little bit, obviously not to run into my lights, you know, I'm happy about how this came. Obviously the Freddy's, I can actually put them the other way around, because there's also like artwork. Obviously it's gonna be hard to do here with one hand, but let's say obviously because NECA is gonna release the Terrifier are the clown figure, so obviously I'm gonna need more space. So essentially what can I do is put the Freddy's like this, and pretty much you get a better look at the figure from the side right here. And then I'm gonna gain obviously more space, and right there I have some accessories for the Prime 1 Studios Jungle Hunter Predator, obviously, if I want to change his hands and stuff. The accessories are right there. But yeah, speaking of the Art the Clown from NECA, very excited about their you know, 1/4 scale. I'm gonna get both, or at least the NECA store exclusive, which is pretty much like the bloody variant. That one has more head sculpts, has different accessories, so that's pretty cool. It's not just like a straight repaint from the original. And speaking of Art the Clown, I managed to snag here, let me just put the lights here. I managed to snag the clean version of Art the Clown here from, I believe this is from the first movie. Again, this was a pain in the ass to find. Obviously I live here in Canada, if you guys are not aware, and I never saw this in stores, and this has been released for quite a while. So adding this to obviously the collection, so cool. I mean, damn, for such a small figure, again, the level of detail in the face, in the faces, and you have that creepy doll that that lady had. Again, the amount of accessories, so obviously very excited to get the chorus scale. I mean, look how that accurate that head is. Again, very menacing figure. So this one, very happy to add the collection. And again, like I said, I'm missing the Halloween Resurrection Michael, and then I'm pretty much done with Halloween, I hope, because as you can see, I really don't need more Michael Myers figures. I'm pretty much all set. Unless if Trick or Treat makes like the Halloween Kills, or Ends should I say, or more Rob Zombie figures, then maybe I'm gonna bite the bullet. But I'm pretty much set. And then also the Hot Toys Beetlejuice 2 was delayed. I got a message from my supplier. Pretty much Sideshow said that it's on the way. Now I'm not sure what that figure was delayed, because I mean, I have a theory, because the first batch was released just after Christmas, so it's like almost 6 months ago. But my theory is essentially maybe they had trouble with like the rooted hair at the factory, so they kind of delayed the second batch. I don't know, I haven't heard like any bad things that the hair is kind of falling off. So again, I'm gonna add that to the collection. Hopefully within the next month here I'm gonna do the unboxing and review of that. That's gonna be awesome. Also, NECA also just released the Chorus Scale Pennywise from the TV show. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get that one, because I'm very happy with the Hot Toys one here, as you can see. And also, if you guys were interested in this one, Sideshow just will reissue this guy by the end of the year. So for those who missed on this fantastic figure, I still think this is the best Sideshow figure ever made. I mean, this thing is phenomenal. Again, make sure to check his review out, which I did last year. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of an update here. Like I said, let me know, guys, how can I rearrange some stuff. Also here, if I go into this other corner, I still have this like Lego Harry Potter stuff. I know it's kind of weird to have it in this collection, but I'm not a big fan of how it is on the table right there. Like every time I exit the room, I always kind of hit my leg into the corner right there. So my idea here, and again, if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. My idea is to essentially remove that small table and put this shelf more towards the right. And as you can see right there, it's pretty much a big empty space where I have my lights plug in right there. So maybe I can buy, not necessarily like a detolf, but maybe like a bookshelf and kind of angle it. But I kind of like how these two shelves right there are kind of, touching right there. But maybe I can scoot this to the right, have that bookshelf right there, and essentially display my Lego Hogwarts right there from Harry Potter, because if you're a Lego fan and you love Harry Potter, you know that they're gonna make more. And essentially the idea is they're gonna make like the biggest Hogwarts set out there. So there's gonna be, I'm gonna run out of room. I've tried to display this in other parts here of the shelf, but this thing is way too damn tall. It's like 27 inches tall, and it doesn't look good up there. So I prefer to have like all the core scales on top, obviously except for this guy, which is not core scale, but it's a big figure. Yeah, I like these two. Pretty much my favorite Hot Toys core scales, the Mark 6 and the Mark 4 with gantry. I swapped these sets, so make sure if you're interested in these, I have reviews on the channel. Also, I'm currently selling this guy because I lost interest in Star Wars. I don't care about that anymore. I've sold my Mandalorian, so this guy has to go. Again, fantastic figure, but again, not a big fan of. Also, I'm gonna get pretty much soon another Prime 1 Studio statues, a big 1/3 scale DC villain, so make sure to stay tuned on the channel. So yeah, as you guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to give me a like. Again, let me know in the comments below what do you think I can do, you know, to maximize the space, especially with the shelf issue that I had, especially with the Legos. Because again, I'm a big fan of how these are kind of close to each other, but again, there's still a big gap right there of empty space where I can pretty much have stuff displayed there. And I'm not sure how well the Legos are gonna look in the corner right there. It's just, you know, it's not functional enough to have them there because I bump my feet every time I exit the room. So guys, thanks for watching. See you soon on the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.